Last week, numbers really didn't matter in the market. It was all about geopolitical issues. Hi, this is Josh Bretl. Another look back at what the heck just happened last week. Last week was a crazy one as we anticipated. We talked last week a little bit about the Iran war, and it really dominated everything. And when you have something like this, really the numbers, the fundamentals kind of go out the window for until it kind of gets settled out. And geopolitics was the big story. The conflict with the U.S. and Israel bombing Iran, it is causing all sorts of short-term volatility issues. One of the biggest ones in the market is actually the oil prices, and with the threat of the Strait of Hormuz being blocked, oil containers are not going through there. They don't want to risk their really expensive boats filled with really expensive oil to get through it. And so it's kind of choking off oil supply. And we've seen oil supply go from as low as $65 a barrel last week, pushing over 90. It is how much as yesterday up to almost $125 a barrel. This is bad for inflation because a lot of the drop of inflation came from the reduction in the oil prices recently. Bond yields actually moved higher. Usually when we see something like this, we see a rush to bonds, which drops yields. But with the fear of inflation, it's actually causing yields to go slightly higher. In other news with this, the jobs report came out last week where we were expecting roughly a $50,000 to $60,000 gain in jobs. There were some negative numbers that came in showing actually a big loss in jobs. Now, this puts the Fed at some interesting crossroads where they're trying to keep the jobs steady, but also having to battle inflation. So what they do going to the March meeting will be very interesting. Now, all of this volatility, like we always talk about, does seem very short-lived. As the Iran conflict gets through our system, I do expect we'll see oil prices come right back down and the market continue on to where we were. So as always, we want to make sure that you are set up to handle any volatility that you have and it's not impacting your retirement. But if you do have any questions, of course, we're always here to help. And that's our look back at what the heck just happened.